those very, kumbaga, not really significant, but things na nag-improve in terms of services to the public. And what else? Mas lalong na-pronounce yung aming strategy on linking with the civil society organization, non-government organization. Kasi in fact, we've been doing that. But because of IDAP, and in fact, it's under the strategic partnership pillar, mas na-pronounce, no? Mas nabigyan ng funding, ng budget. So, mas na-promote siya.
Parang mas active yun yung mga...
Mas active sila.
So, napansin ko kanina sa labas mo yung parang may awards yun dahil nga po mataas yung score niya. So, ano pa sa tingin niyo parang edge? Or, di ba, sa iba pong agencies? Para kayo mapunta sa top yun.
Yeah.
Or gaining that 4.6 score.
4.6 ba? 4.5 to something. Okay. I think the key here is that the department's clientele are the poor and the marginalized. So, because of that, to me, this is a personal opinion. It looks like the reward of our doing our work primarily are the appreciation, the smile of the poor whom we are trying to help. So, it's a different kind of satisfaction yung nakukuha ng mga staff, mga employees. Pag nakikita namin na kahit paano nare-relieve sila, nagkakaroon sila ng pag-asa. So, parang hindi na, yung mga tao, hindi na sila naghahangad pa ng masyado marami. So, parang sanay yung mga tao sa department na ganun. Na talagang kami, tumutulong kami sa mahihirap. Kaya kailangan pagbutihin ang aming pagtrabaho. Kasi kung hindi namin pagbubutihin, kawawa naman talaga sila. Diba? So, that's one. So, psychologically, we are kumbaga, having that perspective that we should do our work well precisely because we need to empower people who are weak. If we'll not do good, then who will help them? No? So, yan. Secondly, yung mga officials namin dito, starting from the secretary, we've been blessed to have officials who are really promoting good governance, transparency, and accountability. So we're really lucky and as I said, blessed to have these people around in holding key management positions. Kasi without strong management support, this IDAP, these anti-corruption programs would not really make a dent in the operations of the agency.
So, yung nasabi niyo po kanina kasi nabanggit niyo po yung specifically sa whistleblowing kasi kunyari for protection ganyan. So, parang naisip ko yung budget po for implementing the IDAP or IDR enough po ba siya para ngayon maging effective siya or sa tingin niyo po kailangan pang taasan yung budget?
Kasi yung whistleblowing policy, it just outlined how people who have witnessed irregularities can report those incidents. So basically, wala namang additional budget na kailangan because you will just have to email, text, or write, to the secretary or to the Internal Audit Service or to the IDC chair what you have witnessed. So, yun lang, it did not require really a lot of of investment.
Ang ano po kasi parang, syempre po yung parang protection from the whistleblower, para sa whistleblower.
Kasi meron naman tayong legal service. So, the legal service have lawyers. So, in case you will need legal assistance, you will just be referred to our legal service lawyer. So, wala ring, hindi rin kailangan ng additional
budget. Pero po yung
ano,
kasi nga po, di ba, parang pwede sila may subject for retaliation. Tapos, kasi po, baka sa immediate family po pala or sa relatives po sila mag-retaliate. So, parang paano po sila? Kasi po, syempre, parang pwede siya maging reason para ma-discourage yung whistle.
Right.
Whistle,
Yeah, actually, yung pinoprovide nung policy is protection against retaliation in terms of you not being promoted, you being you'll be discriminated in activities or getting benefits in the department, no? Those are the kinds of protection that you're able to get. So not really
more centered on the employee.
No, more on the employee basically.
So sa tingin niyo po, parang
I think that's also important, but again, we need to be more practical about it. As I said, the retaliation, no, of those who were affected may be trained to the other family members of the whistleblower. So, if you're not going to be practical about it, it's not really going to motivate the people who will be squealing to say what they have seen and make those reports. So again, I said that could be one of the reasons why we have experienced so low turnout in internal reports or whistleblowing activities in that. But we had experience. In fact, I had interviewed about 7 of those. But again, considering that we're more than 5,000, 7 is just very small. So that's just the observation.
So going back to the budget, so enough naman po yung para ma-sustain yung program or parang
yeah, I think so. Oo, kasi the management had naman strong support on IDAP implementation so that your planned activities, no, once you request management to allot specific amount for its implementation, usually it was supported that time, no? For impact assessment, for example, we needed to interview, we needed to go to the field offices to administer the survey forms. We were able to come up with the amount. We had automation of our procurement system. The management supported in providing additional programmers to handle the automation of certain processes in the procurement. No? So yes, we had enough budget support for the plans.
So sa tingin niyo parang ano po yung contribution ng program sa welfare ng agency?
Well, it provided parang a tap on the shoulder, moral booster siya eh. Because when we were adjudged as number 1, no, in terms of anti-corruption implementation, it just confirmed that we as an agency, no, employees of the department are doing our job well. So it's now coming from outside of the department, a recognition coming from PAGSI in this particular instance. So it provided us motivation, additional inspiration to do our work even better. So parang ganun, yun ang naging niya. And then we were the IDC, the committee, were able to for most of the time since 2005, no, was able to champion and provide leadership in terms of where we're going to go in terms of promoting good service, no, promoting accountability, no, protecting our employees, things like those.
Tapos po kasi nga po di ba na-dissolve yung taxi. So, paano po yun parang sa recognition? Sino na po yung nag-handle?
Sa ngayon, nun nga, siya on a suspended status. So, it's just there. Our IDAP reports are just being held by the offices, no? But anytime the office of the president will call on us, we can just retrieve them from our files. So it's still there. But nobody now gives this evaluation. Nobody makes follow-up from outside of the department.
So, kumbaga parang kanya-kanya po muna yung mga agencies sa pagano.
But for our IDR action plans, we're still requiring the offices, no? The bureaus and services at the central office and the field offices, the regional offices, to submit their bi-monthly reports for the IDR action plan. So status report basically updates still being continued.
Okay, clarify ko. Yung IDR po, para meron rin po ba sa ibang agencies or kayo sa inyo lang po meron?
Not all agencies din. Kasi limited din lang mga assessors noon. So they needed to prioritize certain agencies to implement the IDR. But I know that BIR did IDR, the Land Transportation Office, the Department of Health. So there were agencies other than us who had already conducted this IDR.
So sa tingin niyo po, ano yung parang yung difference nung merong IDR sa mga agencies na wala? Ano po yung naitutulong basically ng IDR para ma-strengthen, or siguro ma-strengthen yun?
Basically awareness it provided additional awareness na dito pala sa process na to, dito sa system na to, we're more vulnerable to corruption. Yung iba, dito malakas ang control natin. We have more controls, no? And therefore, okay tayo dito. So it's basically awareness that in certain weak areas you need to add more controls, you need to be more vigilant, no? In terms of making sure that these possibilities are addressed. So basically yun, awareness.
Okay. So so yun po yung IDAP total naman siya. Is it still worth pursuing pa rin po yung IDAP?
As it is designed now, I think it's no longer inspiring for us to pursue because we're almost there. It's just a matter of doing the impact assessments for some of the doables. So I think and I'm sure the Office of the President is coming up with a new package, no? A new approach, a new strategy to make the program more interesting, more challenging for the agencies to implement. So,
ano po sa tingin niyo parang, well, in your personal opinion, ano po yung sa tingin niyo parang dapat isama pa sa IDAP so sa pillars or sa measures para po masabi niyo ma-challenge yung agency niya?
Yeah, actually we had this workshop na ano ba yung sinabit namin doon. We had that workshop sometime when? 3 months ago, mga July, no? We were called up by the Office of the President with their consultants, and what we said was for the Office of the President to for one, they should continue the monitoring, no? And second, on the structure, yung naging namin dito model is the Department of Health, because they actually had people who were dedicated to doing the monitoring of IDAP in the agency. Sa amin kasi, we just have one staff. Actually, si Kit, isa lang. No? So, nasa kanya ang secretariat function to the committee and to the whole department in integrating the reports. So, nagiging siya, yung if the secretariat would not be that active in pushing for the updates, in pushing for new ideas, so magiging limited yung progress niya, no? So, isa yan. Sabi namin, maybe the Office of the President can provide additional staff for the other agencies who do not have enough employees or manpower to handle the monitoring, like what is being done in Department of Health. And on the program itself, ano nga ba yung sinabi namin doon? Yan, yung internal, yung whistleblowing na i-assist yung mga agencies, no? So that the policy will be more responsive to the needs on the ground. So hindi lang siya dun sa tao. It should be extended to others. And it may cover even financial assistance, no? Kasi kung you're under, di ba, death threats, dapat magpo-provide ng resources. So, parang ganun. Isa na yun. What else? Ano ba yung sinabi namin doon? Ito yung blacklisting of procurement offenders, mga abusive suppliers, mga those who are reneging on their obligations to deliver committed deliveries. So dapat iyan yun. Else. I forgot na.
Okay na.
Kung gusto mo, tawagin natin si Kit. Baka maalala niya. Kit? Lika. Do you have documentation yung output natin dun sa Office of the President workshop? Ano ba yung na-recommend natin dun na maging na isama doon sa kumbaga improve IDAP?
Sige, check ko po.
Okay, check mo nga yung notes mo. So kasi kasama ko siya sa workshop eh. So maybe we can just proceed to your next question if you still have.
Okay po. Yung sa po. Kasi siguro may legal basis po yung para yan yung IDAP para i-implement. So far po ba parang wala naman po bang problema doon sa
legal challenge? Wala naman. Kasi the president naman had that continuing power to reorganize and create offices that would help the government in pushing for its mandate. So PAGC had that was given the mandate to push for anti-corruption. So, wala namang problem doon. And then, all of its programs, including the IDAP, were based on existing laws din naman. So, internal reporting it's basically part of Code of Ethics for public officials and employees. So, may mga legal backing naman. So, and we did not encounter any legal challenge when we were implementing IDAP.
So, ano lang po, siguro po parang last na lang, parang, sabagay, ano na rin po pala itong recommendations. Siguro po yun sa ano na lang, meron po parang meron kayong finocus na aspect dun sa IDAP, kunyari sa 4 pillars. Meron po ba kayo parang binigyan ng importance dito or parang meron po ba kayong gustong i-develop mismo dun sa mga employees or staffs mo ninyo? Specific character or ano? Meron po ba kayong ganong thinking nung ini-implement yung IDAP or IDR?
Siguro dun sa systems. Kasi when we were implementing IDAP, we saw the need to really interconnect our systems, no? And one strategy that we could do to meet that objective is through automation. So kaya nagkaroon ng mga projects on automating yung posting and publication of procurement transactions, including the results of the procurement processes. So yan. Second, on in providing email accounts to all TSWD staff, so that communication would be faster. Kasi the secretary would just say, no, I will just send you my directives through email. So even up to the last rank and file employees, the secretary would communicate with them. So through the emails, this information, these instructions are really faster and more efficient. So IT talaga yung nabigyan ng focus. So nagkaroon ng malaking investment namin sa IT, because of that was also partly triggered by the IDAP.
So parang in effect po, mas naging responsive po yung pag-deliver, tapos mas naging efficient yung pag-deliver niya ng services.
Because of the use of technology. Kasi before, magtatawagan pa, whereas through the internet nakakapag-chat na, di ba? Ayun, walang problem. So instead of us paying for long distance calls, we're more efficient using the internet.
So ano po, yung sa kasi po parang more of lang, personal lang. So kunyari po sa mga staffs, parang paano nyo po ba monitor yung yung parang character development ko ng mga employees? Meron po ba kayo parang
meron ko naming character building program. In fact, every flag rights, there's a character of the month that is being promoted, no? There's like 42 character traits within that program that every flag rights, flag ceremony, one character trait is being discussed, no? So that's one thing. Also here, we're implementing 5S. 5S. It's the Japanese technology on housekeeping, good housekeeping practices.
Okay.
So So yun. We're doing that, and that's also incorporated in their performance contract for performance evaluation. Kasamang 5S, it has a specific weight, no? Yeah.
Ayun po pala. Siguro yung last question ko na po. Yung best practices po ng agency po niyo in parang promoting accountability, ethics and accountability po sa agency.
So palagi ko yung aming engagement of our civil society organizations and non-government organizations. Kasi right now, they're not just partners in implementation, but they're also providing us feedback in terms of how good or how bad we're implementing our program. So parang watchdog na rin sila. We have this civil society organization partnership program of Bantay Gabay, Kaagabay, Tulay.
So ano po yung exactly?
Yung last na nirecommend ng lahat.
Yeah, okay. Sige. So yung Bantay, ito yung watchdog nga. They provide us information on whether we're doing our program or implementing our program well and on time, no? Kaagapay is advisor and they provide parang capacity building, no? Tulay, they provide us bridge to other funder. So parang they liaise us with other organizations who support the same kind of programs in terms of funding, human resource, no? And Gabay is something like a parang Kaagapay pala is kumbaga partner in implementing the program. Gabay is something like an advisor, no? Providing us inputs, insights. They provide us parang trends, analysis of the environment, what are the emerging trends and needs. So they feed into the policy formulation, program development. So parang sa akin yun ang isang best practice namin. Engaging these stakeholders, the NGO, the LGU stakeholders in and harnessing their strength, no? And their the resources in pursuing our mandate, implementing our programs. So parang yan, parang ganun.
Okay, follow-up lang po. So, since yun po yung parang best, ilan po ba yung so far ngayon, parang ilan po yung CSOs or NGOs na partners?
Okay. I know more than 100 na sila 120 plus na actually had executed memorandum of agreement with us. So yun. The rest hindi sila formal partners, but they're also helping out. But at least hindi ko lang alam saan ang report na yun. But we had more than 100, around 120 organizations who have forged agreements with us, formal agreements, on how they're going to help us, help out the department in implementation of programs and services. So, yun.
So, maliban pa po dun sa, yun po sa tingin nyo pa yung best practice po dun? Or meron po ba?
Ito, yung internal audit namin.
Internal audit.
Very strong din. No? In fact, we've lately gotten a DBM approval of additional 10 plantilla positions. No? So instead of us just getting hard services, now we will be hiring our employees in a regular basis, regular employment status. So there's more security of tenure. So they're more inspired to do their work. In fact, the staff are now at the field doing audit on our national targeting system. So this is also one good result of ADAP, and I can see na this is one of the best practices that we had. If you'll compare, I don't know, maybe I'm just, nagbubuhat ng sariling bangko. But, if you compare us with other agencies, I think our internal audit service is gaining more grounds, no, in terms of delivering the function, internal audit function.
So parang dahil nga po na-strengthen, so far po parang yung mga issues or rumors, reports of corruption or practice or any corruption practice dito po sa wala po talaga, wala po kayong naririnig or nababasa?
Meron naman, pero very minimal. Paisa-isa, paminsan-minsan. Hindi mo naman maiwasan na may magko-complain. No? For this year, we had 44 billion budget. We're working on a 44 billion budget. So, napakalaki ng risk na one of the transactions that the department will be undertaken would be having some concerns. So, meron pa rin. Pero, I think I can say that's very minimal. Very minimal.
Na-address naman po agad.
And the management makes sure that we provide action in term when certain reports are received. For example, there's one report that came from us. It's not being acted upon. So paminsan-minsan lang. No? Sana nga yun lang, no? Kasi meron chance din na hindi na nire-report. But we're trying to encourage people to make the report. Because, again, diba, paano ba natin sila i-motivate?
Group
in terms naman of pay ngayon, ang pay scale ng government employees is already comparable with the private sector. So, all the more na we should be doing our work, diba, better. So, yun.
Sige pa, yun na lang. Ang ganda na lang po yun.
Oo. So, ito pala, yun. Ito yung 5 na lumabas. Mukhang yung aming ibang kasamahan doon na agencies kailangan ng leadership, but for us, hindi na masyado. But, anyway, importante pa rin yung leadership because it should provide direction and support. Yung pangalawa, yung sinabi ko na kanina na putting more people in the committee to do secretariat function. So, sinabi namin dito, institutionalization of the Integrity Development Committee. Yung model nga namin dito, DOH. Tapos, yung interface with external environment. No?
Ano po?
Yun yung best practice nga namin dito eh. Yung we interact with our civil society organizations and non-government organizations. And then strengthen investigation and reporting system. So investigation, training ng mga lawyers natin, especially now na mayroong bagong regulation, no, sa civil service sa pag-administer ng administrative cases, and then yung reporting system, ito na yung whistleblowing. Tapos ito yung sinasabi naming support system na it's a group, no? A group of something like an integrity circle where we can draw support, moral support, no? Advice if in case we encounter challenges in the implementation of anti-corruption programs.
So ito mga integrity circle ay comprising what?
Mga parang from different departments. So parang interdepartment integrity circle. Kasi for example, ito nga pag naging whistleblower ka, di ba? Ang problem is that nawawalan ng support, nag-iisa eh. So yung integrity circle na yan should provide that support system.
Sige po, hanggang doon lang po ito.
Ganun ba? Ayop, nakatulog ka na eh.
Opo. Ay, sir, pwede mo mag-request po ng documents po? Or...
Anong document kailangan mo?
Actually, kahit ano po na para po libre sa...
Siguro
yung pwede nyo...
Ito yung aming, yung committee namin, siguro importante ito.